Hello. Just thought I'd jump on here, and I usually would wait until like people jump in and look at and see what I'm talking about or whatever I'm doing or whatever. But I may wait on that and maybe just do. Let me see. What do I got on here? Let's see. What can I pop up on this TV to see? Okay, let's find out. Let's see. Um, no, let's not do that. Okay, let's do this. Hold on. Let's pop this on.
Completely by yourself, giving it to them, they can recopy it, they can turn it in. And you don't really want to do that, but if you know.
Okay. This one was about bullying in like elementary school and junior high and high school and stuff like that, on showing like, because I know I have a lot of followers on here that have children and grandchildren that may be going through school and stuff like that. So I created a new, it's called Ways Out Podcast. It's gonna cover like the kids, like if you're a grandparent or a father that has young kids. Let's say they're going through like junior high, elementary school, junior high, and stuff like that. But maybe they're going to school, or one day they come home or whatever, but they're not that happy-go-lucky person like that. You in a while? Oh, hold on a second. Actually, Monkey, no, not right yet. I have my same guns that I had. I've been working on like ways on like making money and stuff like that. On actually going in and working on a few new guns. But I've looked at a few guns, but I'm only on an acre where I'm at right here. But I actually do want to actually save up and get a 50 cal. But I want to go to a point where, let's say I start making money and stuff like that, and I make enough to go buy property somewhere, that I have enough property to actually use that 50 cal, or get that other gun, or start getting guns and start doing stuff like that when I have the property to do it. Right now, I really don't have that kind of property to do that kind of stuff. I mean, even I have a rental right next to me, but one of my renters actually got a new vehicle, so their vehicle is parked right in the way of where my gun thing used to be. So it's not like I can have all that area to do gun stuff, especially being around that car. So I may pick up the gun stuff more down the road than I am now or whatever, and going to do. But I want to work on getting this and creating more money and stuff like that. That way I can do something on the new guns and stuff like that, on what I want to get, because I've got the compound bow stuff, I've got the gun stuff and stuff like that. I'm gonna do like foraging and stuff like that, but I got to get the placement set up for all that. So let's say if I start making money on YouTube and TikTok and all that, and I start going and doing this and getting better and better at what I do, start getting the followers and start making that type of money, I can go in and I can buy a place that has the shop for the foraging. I has the area that I have enough land so I can do the gun stuff and do the 50 cal and all that kind of stuff. Now, I would probably go in and do like a collab with somebody if I did that have actually been around and done the 50 cal stuff and actually shot a 50 cal, because I've never shot one before. I think, let's see, the biggest gun I've ever shot, I think, was a 30-06. I don't think I've shot, I mean, I like the 12 gauges and the slugs and stuff like that, of course. But the highest power gun that I actually have, I guess it would be the Mosin Nagant, but it's not really, it don't kick that much. I mean, it does a little bit, but it's not like the big kick. Like if you shoot a slug out of a 12 gauge, it's going to kick you back. Or you shoot a what is that? What is that one? What is that gun with Clint Eastwood? What, 44 Magnum or something like that he had that has the big kick, something like that. Hello all that come in. thank you for all the, I don't know, crowns, I guess you can say that's what those are. But yeah, I mean, it's probably like a collab like that with somebody that's done that stuff and whatever, that's shot that stuff. Not that, well, okay. I mean, I could take guns apart, clean them, shoot them, all that kind of stuff. I know how to handle a gun. Now, have I ever handled the big stuff like the 50 cal guns or the bigger sniper rifles out there, or any of those guns that like somebody like let's say Monkey Military? Has he been on? Does he know all that? Well, his name's Monkey Military. What do you think? He's been in that. He knows about that kind of stuff. So now, if I get to the position where I have the property and I have the stuff set up already, that maybe I can do a collab with a lot of my followers and stuff like that, and set up like sniper war games or what would you call them? Or like the paintball wars and stuff like that on a game set up on my own property. Would I do that in the future? Yes, I would. I'd host and I'd set that stuff like that up. But as of right now, with me only having an acre, it's not like I have all the stuff. Oh yeah. Vintage Warfare. That would be one heck of a collab. But that's I'm right now I'm doing the busy. I'm trying to grow because I don't get paid because I've only got 1,035 followers on the YouTube and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm making money already. I got to go through a lot more things. I've got over 1,000 followers, but I don't have all the other stuff I need on the watch time and stuff like that. That'll get me where I need to get so I can start getting paid for like the views and the comments and all that kind of stuff. So I can get all that stuff. Now, once I get like all that stuff there, let me be back a little bit. Now, once I go in, I can get all that kind of stuff like that. Then I can start doing this and that. Let me kind of look here. Glad to see you too, Monkey Military. Let's do that. I have 1K subscribers, so yes. You got any? Okay, the guns. Yes, I haven't got any new. Let's see. We got hi, hello, thanks for the crowns and all that. And that could be one thing I'll do in the future when I do the collabs. That would be something to do on that kind of stuff. I know he does all that. He does all the gun stuff and all that. I mean, there's a lot that maybe do that or whatever, but he does it with videos and stuff like that. You see what he does. And that'd be a good collab to do in the future. But that's not really something. I want to learn more about the YouTube and all this other kind of stuff before I did anything like that. I want to learn more about all this. So I can be more prepared for, let's say, if I showed up somewhere and let's say I had little money or no money, I wouldn't want to actually do that. I want to bring something to the table. Let's say I get enough and I start making money on this and that, and I have enough. I have property, I have this and that, I bring my own guns and stuff like that, but we go in and we say, okay, well, we don't have this gun. Where can we get this gun? And then I just go buy that gun. Let's find out where it is. Let's get it. Let's use it. Let's see what it does. That's stuff. I don't want to go unprepared to something on a collab. Not that they say this and that, or they do this and that, or whatever on a collab or whatever. That's fine. They can. But I'd rather give something while I did that or something like that. Let me see what I got here. Okay, let's go ahead and restart my laptop. But I'll get to that. I'll get to that on like the getting into new guns and stuff like that, and doing a shooting. I've been trying to build, but a lot of the videos I do don't get what I want. They don't get the views. Like on this stuff. This is like the new channel on Ways Out Podcast I created. I just started that. That's all. This is like 3 days old. So it's got to have time to work out to get the views it needs. I've got a long way to go before I can do the live or anything like that on anything. Because I've got one in here, and that's probably Monkey Military. But I got to get that bigger on stuff like that. That's like there was the one comment in there about some guy had has a narcissistic female around her that does domestic violence things and stuff like that. Now, okay, but it's stuff like that. So I just wanted to see. This has only been 10 minutes or whatever, 10 minutes, and just see what would happen on this and see who would pop up. So I'll find the total when I have it. But it was maybe under 20 or something like that. I'm not for sure. But I know most of my stuff, let's say, gets boring or whatever. I mean, depending on what you want me to talk about or anything like that. I mean, I see comments and stuff like that, but let me see. Okay, and there's no like questions or anything like that popping up or anything like that. I mean, I had the question from Monkey Military about do I have any new guns or anything like this and that, which I don't have. It's updates and stuff like that, but or any questions or anything like that. But I don't know on how it goes or whatever, lives or whatever. It's just me talking. Basically, is what it is. It's just me talking to see like any questions pop up or anything like that. I mean, I've already answered the ones before from Monkey Military and stuff like that, but I mean, I pull like old TikTok videos and stuff like that I did in the past and stuff like that, and I bring that up on whatever, on the new stuff I talk about. But basically, it's just me sitting here talking, but running out of stuff to say because I don't have questions in my comments. But I know I got comments. I know people can write in these comments because they're on. Like any questions or anything like that on anything. But like all this stuff I do on my own. It's not like I have a team behind me or around me to tell me what to do on this stuff. I just wing it basically, and whatever pops. That's basically how it goes. And I just go and do that on that kind of stuff. So let's see. 12 minutes, because I just got off on TikTok on a live and stuff like that, and I talked to that. I did that for over an hour. No, not really anybody showed up. I mean, I think 2 people showed up on that live on TikTok that I did on Talking or whatever. I guess it's just like, they want to see more stuff on somebody doing this or that or the other, on doing a live or whatever, on who knows. But it's just me. It's not like I've done this all my life and I know what to do in a live. I just talk. Whether you come in, you come out, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. So I can go up and let's say do this and just go like this.
Doing their homework for them. Do their homework for them. Do all the
and just let you listen to that and see what happens.
And make sure before you do that, before you turn it into them, make sure you got your friends and you got your clique with you. If you run around with a crowd of 5 to 10 kids around you, and you do that, that bully's not going to come to you and say anything about it because you're always around them friends. That's why it's so important to make them friends. Get that clique. You need that clique. You ain't got that clique, you're just going to be bullied the rest of your life, like I've been saying. Get that clique. Please make friends. Any friend you can make. If you see other kids being bullied after the altercation, go talk to him, console him, or whoever, girl, boy, whatever. It don't matter if it's a girl or a boy. You can be friends with either one of them. Go in there, console them, and say this, and start standing together against that one bully. The more of your clique you get, the more you guys don't have to be worried about it, because the more you're not going to be messed with in school. Just make sure you got that clique. There's getting you to do their homework or subtle hints on spitballs and stuff, hitting you in the back of the head, stuff like that. There's subtle hints on there being a bully, but once you stand up to that bully, when you got enough clique around you and you stand up to that bully, they're going to leave you alone and they're either going to go mess with somebody else, and if they do mess with somebody else, they're going to mess with the wrong person and stop the bully completely. So just remember, get your clique. You need the friends. The only way you're going to get this bullying done and finished with is with friends. You don't make friends and you stay a loner like I did until I got my clique, You're gonna get messed with. You're gonna get bullied. Make sure you get your clique, get your friends. That's the key. There's no other key. No police officer, no teacher. Friends is.
Welcome to Ways Out Podcast, where if you have a problem, I can help. Well, I'll be back. I gotta feed my dogs. I'll play this while I'm gone. This is kind of a different area to set in because my media room or podcast room, per se, that I turned it into, my table kind of went haywire. So I got to work on that tomorrow to get that straightened back up again and probably get rid of some stuff in there and put stuff elsewhere and make some more room in there for that kind of stuff. But right now I'm in my room, so let's get back into the root of the problem of, let's say, domestic violence. Kind of figuring out what caused it. Now, let's say you've known the person, could be male, female, it doesn't matter. Let's say you've known the person for a very long time and they weren't like that to begin with. You need to actually find out what caused that mindset. Was it work-related? Was it past relationships that one or the other did something that brought that back? Like finding out what that was or what that root of that problem is and working on ways to fix it or whatever. Now, let's say you've been in a relationship for a while and they weren't like that to begin with. They were the perfect partner. But something happened in the relationship that flipped that script, that turned that person back to that past personality. If you want to keep the relationship and you don't want to give up said relationship, find out what that problem is that caused that abuse or that domestic violence or that narcissistic behavior. If you can find the root of that problem, it can be fixed. Just don't come straight out and say it. Don't go up to them and say, okay, this is your problem, stop it. You can't do it like that. That's no way to do it. That'll just cause more trouble in your relationship. Wait till those traits come. And talk to friends of whoever it is. Talk to their friends. Talk to their family. Talk to who they go to confide in. Let them know. I don't want to know any secrets. I don't want to know what you talked about that you want to keep between you two. I want to know what caused this behavior and ways to stop that behavior. That way that behavior don't happen no more and you get healed from that behavior. You can't just go into it full force. Say, this is what you're doing, you need to stop it now. That's not going to handle anything. It's just going to cause more problems. Do it slowly as that behavior comes into play. Work on stopping that behavior. Don't just try to stop it right then and there. Work on ways that calm that person. Try to work through that anxiety they're having at the time, or the stress they're having, or the behavior they're having, and do it slowly. People in the past have tried stuff fast. It never works, and it never will. Attack what needs attacked slowly.
Not saying attack the person or whatever, just like attack that behavior. Find out ways to stop that behavior. Calm that behavior down.
Alright, I'm back. I had to feed my dogs. Just basically chilling, seeing if there's questions or anything like that, or trying to. Well, I basically started a new channel, Ways Out Podcast, to see maybe I can talk about that, and maybe I can pick that up too. It's just a fresh channel started or whatever. But I mean, I can do a lot of stuff like create gaming and stuff like that, and do that or whatever. But I was into gaming for a while. I'm not into gaming anymore or anything like that. But I know I'm just basically sitting here talking to myself, which is fine. I mean, it's no problem. But looking for like questions or anything like that on stuff I want to get into. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't really got into yet, like let's say the foraging and stuff like that, because I don't have per se the buildings, the outbuildings or whatever to do the foraging and all that other kind of stuff that I want to do, that I know how to do. The welding, I'm probably going to have like welding projects and stuff like that coming up on this, that, and the other. But there's basically stuff like on my Jeep and stuff that need welded and stuff like that I want to wind up doing at some point. But I want to get somewhere where I have, let's say, a garage or a shop before I actually do that. So if I take something apart, I don't have to quickly put it back together if I run out of time or whatever, and have to start all back over again. I don't want to have to do that. So I want to get to the point where I can actually have something inside a garage, out of the weather and stuff like that. I could take apart and leave apart, and it's like it's not going to get rusted. I can keep it all apart and stuff like that. And then I can work on it more and do that kind of stuff on that. So I don't even know. I actually don't even remember what I named this this live. What was it? I might be a Ways Out podcast or something like that, talking about the Ways Out podcast and stuff like that. So doing like either like, let's say, just chilling, talking or whatever, finding out what people are looking for or what they want to see. But there's a lot of them that my starting, let's say, fans of me or whatever was because of my gun content. That's what they were fans of. Having an acre of land, being around with a bunch of neighbors that actually moved in around me, didn't give me the position I need to for all the gun stuff. So, I mean, I've got let's see, what is it? I've got neighbors to the east, west, north, and south of me. Well, that's north is that way, right? Yeah, north, south. Yeah, south, north. So I got houses all around me where I can't do the shooting and stuff like that like I did, because when I moved here, when I bought where I'm at, I only had one neighbor. I didn't have all these other kind of. Well, I had two, but one lives in New York or something. It's like saved it for a rental or summer home or whatever. They rented it out or whatever, pastures out or whatever. But then everybody started moving in completely around me, so I can't do the gun content that much anymore. Now, basically, if I had the money, could I set up an area where I can do it? Of course. I can build up a berm and stuff like that on a shooting range and stuff like that or whatever on that. Then the bullets wouldn't go anywhere. Have the money to buy the materials to build up a gun thing like that, so I can do all the kind of stuff with guns. Get it, like, let's say, go buy a 50 cal that I can take and shoot, and it's not going to go through that steel. And, well, I mean, a 50 cal probably will go through the steel. But if it's thick enough, it's not going to go through it. I mean, if you go in and you put up a 5-foot steel block somewhere with concrete, dirt, and everything else around it, will a 50 cal go all the way through it? Probably not. Even if it's armor piercing, it wouldn't have enough momentum to go through a 5-foot block of steel, or carbon steel, or titanium, or whatever the hardest substance is out there. Now, like let's say an armor-proof vest and stuff like that, can they make them to withstand the blow of a 50 cal? Yeah, they can. Now, do you want to be wearing that vest when you're hit by a 50 cal? I don't. I don't. I don't want that bruise, because that's going to get one heck of a bruise if you do that with a 50 cal. Even if you wear a vest or something like that, it's going to hurt. Now, if you were, let's say, in the military and stuff like that, and then you had to do that, and you got hit by 50 cal, let's say, could you take it? You're conditioned to take stuff like that until you're let's say, out of the firing range, or out of that range where you can get back to safety when you're in the military or in a war field. You would go back to wherever the safe zones or whatever like that. Or like you got like snipers, find position of snipers and stuff like that on where they're at. Is there a good enough sniper in your unit to actually take out that sniper or that said sniper? Maybe. Maybe there is, maybe there's not, who knows. It just depends on where you're at or what you do on stuff like that. Yeah, here comes the troublemakers that are in here, that was in here, trying to get me to say shit, and I'm not going to. But it's just basic stuff like that that you can do with guns and stuff like that. But I see there's a lot of kids showing up in here causing trouble. But that's okay. But there's like stuff I'm going to get into. Like I'm going to get into the foraging. I'm going to get into gun content later and stuff like that. But I want to build before I do anything. But I want to build before I do anything, basically. Now I'm just basically checking over my laptop to see what come up on it. I'm just checking over my laptop to see what come up on the reboot or the upgrade of it and see what happened. See if it gave me anything good, which it didn't.
Do it gently. At first, they're going to start calming down, and then just leave it be. Don't egg it on more when they calm down. Just let it go about your business, go about your daily lives, and then if it rears its ugly head again, calm it down again, and keep doing that constantly. When that comes up, so you can work on them looking at the behavior themselves and saying, why do I do this? Even if they're out there, even if they're by themselves in a room, if they say they need time alone, don't push them. Give them that time alone. They're going to look at it and say, why am I doing this to someone I really care about? What in my past causes me to still have this behavior? They're going to work it out by themselves and with the help of God in their life. This is what I need to work on. I created a relationship with this person that I want to keep. It's a good relationship. It was a good relationship in the beginning, and I want it to stay a good relationship.
Why do I got to bring my past into my future? Leave the past in the past. Work on ways yourself to get that in the past and leave it there. Don't carry it into your future. The future is change. The past is buried. Make your future what you want it to be. Don't bring past things that have happened to you into your future of peace. It's simple once you think about what causes those necessary personalities to come out. I've worked on myself so much through the years. I've changed. I've done a complete 360 from what I used to do. I used to not care about anything. My way or the highway. I've learned a lot from that. And I have knowledge that surpasses my age. I just didn't feel the need until now to bring that out. Talking about things that I've been through in my life. Now, have I ever had domestic violence in my life? No. I've never put myself in that situation. I've dated in the past. I've never had to study anything. Not a steady girlfriend. I've had steady friends that were girls, but that turned on me too. So I don't keep anybody close to me. Let's see, how can I put this? I can trust, but not when it comes to my life. Not when it comes to who I want close in my life. To bring out, to put my guard down on things about my life that I want to remain mine. That kind of breakthrough comes to
Sorry about that shaking.
Completely trust 1,000%. Someone you know that won't use that against you ever in life. Have I met that type of person? Have I met that girl? No, I have not met that girl. Now, will I ever meet that type of girl? Possible. Maybe in future lives, I may meet that certain person. But then again, this may be my last life. I may not have anything else in the future. I may return to what I was doing before I come into this life to help break curses in family and in my family. To help put everybody on the right path going forward that comes after me. Now, do I have kids? No, I don't. Am I ever going to have kids? If that's something God wants me to do, He's going to bring that certain person close enough to me to be side by side. They will come meet me. They will see me. They will talk to me. They will do this and that. They will prove to me they're going to better my life and not put me in a place I don't want to be. Is that my destiny? Will that be my future? Thinking about it as I go right now, doing this, I don't see it happening. I'm here for a reason. I'm in front of this camera for a reason. To let the world know what I know. To let the world see my way of doing things. My way of solving problems. All my stuff is based on common sense. The ways to do it that not too many people out there know. Like, it could be male, it could be female on domestic violence. The main part about finding what happened to that person with the domestic violence is what caused it in the first place. What caused them to be the way they are? Was it a past relationship? Was it a family member that acted like that they grew up with? Was that conditioned and instilled in them as they were growing up on that's how you live life, that's what you do? Now, can that be taken out of somebody? It can. But it has to be the right circumstances on taking that out of that person. They have to be completely reconditioned to live their life differently than how they lived it for many years. That takes time. That takes patience. If you don't have the patience to implement that in somebody's life, don't try forcing that on them. And try to make it so you bring out an ego in you saying, oh, I got them to do this. Oh, I did that. You can't rush anything like that. It takes years and years and years. Basic years of discipline to discipline somebody else and conditioning in the right way to live. If they grew up knowing one certain way on either the domestic violence or anything like that, that's how they're going to live their life. Only bringing two things into that can it change. God's always first, no matter what. If you have God, or it doesn't even have to be God. If you have the peace of mind in your heart, or in your mind, in your heart, and your soul, to live the life a good way, that's how you're going to live that life. So for all those out there saying that, oh, you're letting everybody know they need a God to live right. I was never saying that at all. God is just an emplacement for good instilled in your life. You have a good heart. Have a good soul. Have a good mind to only do good to those around you. I personally have God in my life. That's what I believe in. I believe God put me here for a reason. Put me with the family that I'm with for a reason. And that reason was breaking curses that my family was going through that no one could get out of. No one knew the way out until I came along. I know the way out. I'm working on ways out for every curse in my family. Now, will there be some, ideas of stuff in my family that was a curse, or that was a lie, or that was a scam. There could possibly be all kinds. Now, is any of them in real life? There's only one way to find that out. If something's for me and they want to get to me, they got to knock on my door. I'm not going to do it with a phone call. I'm not going to do it with an email. You got something for me and you want me to look at it and see it? Knock on my door. Find out what you need to find out, especially if you're a lawyer or you're an attorney. You want to know where I'm at? You can find out where I'm at simply by talking to the right people. Knock on my door. Tell me what you have. We'll go over it. We'll see if it's for me. And we'll work it out that way. And that's the only way. Just like the domestic violence or abuse or whatever it may be. A narcissistic male or female. What caused them to be that way? What triggered that response out of their mind that keeps that thing constant and going on? Find that root, find that problem. Find ways to cure that problem the right way. Don't force them to leave that cure behind. To keep that narcissistic personality in their life. Slowly work through ways to hinder that response. Condition that response to leave that person. Leave their mind, leave their soul, leave their heart. Allow that person to heal, to leave that behind. Leave it in the past. If you can work that out, and it's going to take patience. At first, you're going to have backlash from whatever you do. But make the help you're giving that person constant. If the personality comes up, find good ways and safe ways to stop that personality from coming out. Distract their mind into something that they love doing. Like if, it don't matter, male, female, if they love fishing, go on a fishing trip. If they love going to an arcade, go to an arcade and have fun. You like camping? Go camping. Put something for them to do before that personality jumps out. If you know that personality is going to come jump out, look at them and say, you know what? Let's go camping. Let's go fishing. Let's have a fishing contest. Let's get together with our friends and go camping. Let's go enjoy nature. All that kind of stuff you can think of at the time because you know that's what they like doing. Don't stick them in area that's going to narcissistic behavior or that personality is going to come up and rear its ugly head. Take it completely out of it and do that fun fishing trip you had planned, or the camping trip you had planned, or the travel you want to do that you have planned that you want to go to. The trip of a lifetime. If you got the money and you have a partner that wants to go to Bora Bora, plan a trip to Bora Bora. Go to Hawaii. Go to wherever what destination you ever want to go to or what you want to do. Make that happen. And instead of that experience they have with that personality behavior, they're going to have a different experience, and they're going to go back to that experience instead of that behavior. They're going to remember that experience that they never had, that they always wanted, that they never thought they would be able to do. That's their new behavior. That's getting to the root of that problem they have. Plant a different seed than the one that was planted with the bad personality or bad trait. Plant a different seed, instill that in them, and they'll start remembering that instead of that bad seed. They can grow off the new seed that you have given that person. Bury the bad, allow the new to grow into a beautiful garden, a beautiful part of nature. Let that grow, and the other will wither away, never to rear its ugly head again, because they have a new dream, something new to chase. Is it worth a shot? Of course. Is that relationship worth saving? Yes. If you've been with somebody, it was beautiful to begin with. Then something happened. The bad reared its ugly head. It could be alcohol. It could be a past relationship. It could be a family. It could be a parent or a family member that did the same trait. It could be drugs. Find out that root of that problem and what caused that trait, and slowly smash it. Give them a new seed. Plant that new seed in their mind. Only then will that bad seed wither away. I've been talking for about 23 minutes, so basically bring good into somebody's life and plant some different seeds. Like I always say, which I'll start saying, you're one of a kind. You're blessed, so bless those in need. Thank you all for listening to the Ways Out podcast. More in the future. It's just going to get better as it goes. I'm doing all this by myself. If I get the right people to back me, it's just going to grow. Thank you all for listening. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you. This coming up next is actually what started it. Let me go there. Here, right here. This was the first comment I got on that new channel, what somebody wanted to know about. This is what it was about. Hello, all. Welcome to Ways Out podcast. Got our first comment, and it is from Timothy Hosford. Sorry if I got that wrong, but let's say Timothy H. Okay, he says, how do I get away from an abusive female narcissist that isn't afraid of going back to jail for DV assault, domestic violence assault? Well, there's a few ways that you can go about getting away from that abusive relationship. One good way, let's do a scenario here on how I did it. Okay, it was. I never met this person basically in real life. Um, it was through TikTok. That's why my DMs on TikTok are completely off. Which this is YouTube, but basically not TikTok. So she used the whole skews that narcissistic or scamming females use on working on going through your content, seeing what you like, what you don't like, using that kind of stuff to get to you, to get basically what they want out of you. So I went through that, but first time, I nothing worked. So I was like, okay, I know what this is. And basically, then I started playing a role of playing her game, but I was 10 steps ahead of her. So I knew what was going on, but usually there's only one true way to get that person out of your life. Now, this is what I did, but I'll get to the domestic violence issue here in a second. But I played a role on basically giving her what she wanted until it came to a point where me not giving her what she wanted hurt her more than it did me. And that's exactly what I did. I'm not saying I didn't lose money. I lost money, but I didn't care about that money. I cared more about my peace of mind than I did said money. So I used that as the game to get her to leave me alone completely, and if she leaves me alone completely, I don't hear from her anymore at all. Basic email or accounts or whatever she has, I blocked. I mean, there's a lot of, I work through a lot of fake accounts that come onto my profiles, and I started deleting until I got down. So if I go in and there's a photo of somebody on, let's say, TikTok, even YouTube, I haven't had no problem with YouTube, and I'm not going to have problems with YouTube. But on TikTok, if I see there's a photo there one day, but there's no photo within the next day or week or so like that, I completely unfollow and delete that account. Completely. So everybody on my account now through TikTok, I see a photo of them. It's either a letter or a photo or something like that. Now, since my DM's off on that, I don't have to worry about getting DMs from somebody and trying this setup or that setup, because I can see it coming from a mile away. So basically, I just played her game until I got rid of her, so that takes care of what I did. Now, let's talk about the domestic violence part of the issue. Now, I had the comment of the female is not afraid to go back to jail for domestic violence. Me, myself, what would I do? I would actually find out what she hates the most. As in, what she's fearful of, or what she's afraid of, or a fear that she has that she does not like being around whatsoever. Now, let's put a scenario in here. Let's say she's, afraid of spiders. I become a collector of tarantulas, all different kinds of spiders. I wouldn't basically get the real poisonous spiders. I get the ones that are like non-poisonous, like the tarantulas that are non-poisonous, the bigger spiders or whatever. I just have a little collection. That's if they're afraid of spiders. They'll never come in that house again. And if you're around somebody where she won't go, like let's say work and stuff like that, she don't go there no more or anything like that. And okay, I see what it did. It went to the other thing. But basically around the house, she ain't gonna come back to that house or come in that house with those spiders in there, especially if she's afraid of them. Now, since she's not afraid to go back to prison per se, let's kick it up a notch and say, what about dogs? Does she like let's say pit bulls?
They have a bad reputation, although they're not really bad dogs. If you train them, they're bad. If they're they're nanny dogs basically. But if you train them to be mean, they're going to be the meanest dog out there. Now, if they're afraid of dogs, let's say, I'd wind up getting me a pit bull. Trained pit bull. Basically a pit bull that's trained to protect me. No matter what. So if some girl comes in, starts coming aggressive towards you, your dog's going to go right between you and her and stop her dead in her tracks. Say, well, you want to do this? You're going to be messing with the dog instead of me. So your best bet is to turn around, walk away, and never bother me again. Now, if she's not afraid of dogs, find something that she actually is afraid of. Whether it be spiders or dogs or something she hates to be around, make that your mind game. Play that role. You play that role enough, don't get me wrong, there will be backlash on whatever you do. But if you do it consistently on something that person don't want to be around, hates, or is fearful of, they're going to get the point to go mess with somebody else. Now, if they go mess with somebody else that knows what they're up to, they're going to go into a brick wall and they're going to go down for it. They're going to learn the lesson of, well, I better change my ways or I'll never have anything in life. There's a lot of girls out there that will not change their ways no matter what happens to them. They always find that sucker, not saying that you are. They'll always find that other person, excuse me for saying the sucker, but the other person to do stuff to. The other, how can I put it without offending? And I'm sorry for saying sucker, I didn't mean to. But let me find a word I can use that I don't offend. Find that other poor soul out there to do this stuff to. To use in the way they want to use that person. That's not good. Nobody should do that. But there's a lot of that out there, as in the narcissist females out there that do that to a lot of guys. Now, a lot of people are asking why the good guys don't date, don't want to go out in the world, don't want to go meet females. This is why. The narcissistic females out there that ruin good men for the good women out there, because they get conditioned to look at a female and say, okay, well, at some point she's going to take advantage of me like every other female did I wanted to be with. And that's why we don't date. That's why we don't go around looking for a female, looking for this relationship or that relationship. The narcissist females out there, that's why we don't. We don't want nothing to do with it. I've had girls try to get to talk to me and stuff like that. I flat turned it down completely. I've been through so much of that in my life. I don't want none of that in my life. I'd rather stay single than go through the stuff I did when I was younger, when I couldn't control what happened. Now I can control what happens or who comes in my life because I'm guarded. But the narcissistic female out there is what got me guarded to know how they act, what they start doing, how they go into a relationship, and what they start asking for using your emotions to get it. I've had girls I sit up and talk to say, well, maybe this will be something. So friendship or whatever. The only text, I started texting this one girl, right? She was fine, do this, she told God she has a son, all this, right? Next text I got from the girl, she wanted money. Scam, cut her off completely, Set her up with other areas she can get said money if she needed it. She's never texted me or talked to me again because she knows she could not get what she wanted out of me. Those are the females we stay away from. Those are the females we don't want around us. There could be good females coming in around to our aura. We don't know that because we're conditioned to only think the worst out of any female out there. Doesn't matter who the female is. That's the common core on why the good men don't date. They don't want to meet somebody. Growing up, they were conditioned and hurt so much in life from females, they're conditioned to think every female is that way. But for all the guys out there that are conditioned like that,
Go play.
this goes to the girls out there that want to date the good guy.
Go play,
Don't
Blue.
want the bad guys or the bad boys out there. They've been there, done that. They don't want that. They want the good, wholesome guys that would do whatever in the world for them. Put them on a pedestal. Treat them the way they want to be treated. You want that type of guy. You got to show them what you're made of. Show them what you can bring to the relationship instead of wanting. All the narcissistic girls out there, that's what they do. They take and give nothing in return. Only thing they give in return is what they like too, and that is their body. That's what they give. They don't help the man out. They don't bail the man out of a problem. They use their body to get what they want. I don't care who the female is. Doesn't matter to me. She can be the finest female in the world. Come straight up to me in their birthday suit and say, you give me this, I give you this. I basically laugh at her, turn around, take 20 steps backwards, turn around and walk away. That doesn't do anything for me. You want to get in my aura or my light? Prove you can add to my life. Prove you can make me better in my life. For every relationship, they say, oh, it's 50-50. No. It's not 50-50, and it's never been 50-50. Through the court system, it's 50-50. If you want that true relationship in your life, you got to make it 100-100, not 50-50. You do 100% for her, she does 100% for you. If she doesn't want to do anything, that's not the girl you want, and that's not the guy you want. It goes both ways. If you're a female out there and you go 100% for the guy out there you want to be with, he doesn't return 100%. Find somebody else. Doesn't matter about his looks, doesn't matter what he has. The poorest man out there could be the best partner you've ever had. Maybe he don't have all the smarts that the girl has to get that money. But with the help of the girl, he's getting that money. She helps him create an image that people want to see, people want to hear about. Maybe like me, the things that I've been through in my life, I turn around and I help people out there like you. I help them get out of that narcissistic relationship. And there's two ways, or well, there's more than two ways to do it, but there's two positive ways to do it. One is find something that she fears or don't want to be around. Play that role. Keep playing that role until she gets the idea that, well, I don't want to mess with this guy no more, so I'm going to leave this guy alone. I'm going to go on to the next one. I'm not saying completely pick up your life and just move away. I'm not saying that. Well, the way I'm doing, the way I did it, I kept what I had. I'm still in my same spot. I didn't have to move up and move to some unknown location. I didn't know nobody just to start over. I've started over, but I chose to start over. I didn't leave somewhere because I had to leave. I left because I wanted something better in life. I was in a rental back before I moved to my location here. I was in a rental. The landlords liked me. They said they knew what I was going through. They knew what I did. They knew I smoked marijuana, which I haven't touched in over a year, and I'm not going to touch it no more. That's like the alcohol. I stopped drinking 5-6 years ago. I'm never going to touch a drop again. I'm never gonna pick up a blunt or smoke marijuana again. Now, when I get older and whatever, if I want to do that, of course I'm going to do that because I don't have much time left in my life. I'm just going to go in and do whatever I want to do until Lord takes me away. Why not? I'm 54 now, so I'm not saying I have a long time to go because I may die tomorrow. I don't know. But I have enough time not to want that no more. I don't want that in my life. Just like all the narcissistic females out there, I don't want them in my life either. I got rid of that completely. I'm not the type of person to go out and do this and go around. And there's reasons for that. The reason is I can see right through anybody. If they're having a bad day, if they're having a good day, if they're trying to scam, if they're gonna scam, I can see all that. That's why I don't like being around people. Some people I like being around that I know are good. They're not gonna take advantage of me. But once I get around somebody that will take advantage of me, I'm like, okay, I don't want nothing to do with it. Boom, you stay on your side, I'll stay on mine. Pure and simple. But the guy I'm talking to in here is Timothy. The best way that you can actually get out of that narcissistic relationship is play her game. But play it differently. Don't use the domestic violence or the jail going and you're going to get jail time stuff. Don't do that. Work on her fear. Find out what she's deathly afraid of, what she hates being around. Play that role. Bring that into your life. And she's going to look at it and say, okay, he's doing this and that. I don't want to be around it, so we're done. I'm through. I'm going my way. You stay your way. That's the best advice I can give you that's not going to get you in trouble. Play the role of something she's afraid of. If she's afraid of spiders, start collecting spiders. If she's afraid of dogs like pit bulls or German Shepherd or whatever, get that dog. Get that dog trained to protect you. She's going to look at it and say, well, get rid of the dog. And I say, no, I'm going to get rid of you, and I'm not going to get rid of my dog. You come at me, my dog's going to protect me and take you down. And that dog's going to hold you until the cops get there and come in for, let's say, breaking and entering, trespassing, or domestic violence, and you're going to jail. You come back again, you're going to go longer. So play her game. Find something she's afraid of and play that role. That's what I'd do. And it's worked for me in the past. Hope everything works out for you, Timothy. I hope you get that narcissistic female out of your life. But do it legally and do it the right way. Don't play the game the way she plays it. Play it the way God wants you to play it. Find a fear. Play that mind game. They work. Thank you all for listening. I hope you have a better life, Timothy. And I hope and I pray that you get this part of your life over with. God's given you a challenge. Bring God into this challenge. He'll help you defeat it. He'll help you teach that lesson that you need to teach. But the only way you're going to teach that lesson, Timothy, is bring God into it. Ask God for help. Find the fear. Find what she hates the most. And play that role. Stay blessed, Timothy. You're one of a kind. You're blessed. So bless those in need. Thank you. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you.
I've got one more I can show, which is, this is towards kids more than anything else. So let me get off that. Let me go to that. Let me find it. Which part was it? There it is, right here.
Hello, TikTok. If this is on your For You page and you're in junior high or elementary or even high school and you're being bullied, this is for you. There's a lot of people out there that are teaching the basics of being bullied and stuff like that, but I want to get down to the common core of it. I mean, you can tell your teachers or you can tell the police officer or something like that, but that's not going to keep them from bullying you. What you need to do is go around, find out the other kids that are being bullied by the same bully. You all get together, become friends, and stand up to that bully all at once. That's the only way you're going to stop this from happening. I mean, a teacher will say, stop this or separate you or something like that, but after school, he's going to meet up with you one way or the other. Now, if you're around a full crowd of friends, he's going to take one look at that and he's going to be like, nope, I ain't doing it. And he's going to turn around and walk away and know you have that backup. Please, if you're in junior high, elementary, or even high school, get backup. Make friends that are being bullied by the same bully and get your backup, because you need that backup. They'll have your six. They'll be walking with you enough so that bully won't even come near you. Friends is the key. Don't be a loner. Make friends that are being bullied by the same bully. That's the key. That's the key to you being protected and the others being protected. By that coming together, you have what you need for that backup. Now, if you stay a loner, don't make friends, whatever, you're going to be bullied the rest of your life. Stop that bullying. Stand up, make friends. That way you're not going to be bullied because you have a crowd. Please, if you're in junior high or even elementary school and you see my video on your For You page, please make friends. Stand up for yourself and your friends will stand with you. If you don't have friends and you try to stand by yourself and there's more than one bully in front of you, you're going to be bullied and you're going to be beat up. Make friends around that are being bullied and stand up all together to that bully or one or two, three, four, whatever, 5 bullies. It could be 10 bullies. You get enough people being bullied by it and you go in and have 20, 30, 40 kids and in front of this bully, the bully's going to turn around and run. So please, if this is on your For You page, this is for you. Please listen to my advice. It works. I'll have more on the bullying stuff later. So thank you, TikTok, and thank you. And
well, I guess I stopped it right there, I guess. But the moral of the story is, the more friends you have around you, the stronger you become. And this is what the Ways Out podcast is going to be about. It's not gonna stay with one specific patch of people. It's gonna go from kids all the way up to adults. On any situation somebody gets themselves into, there's a way out. A lot of people don't know that way out. I've been through a lot. I know a way out of a lot of situations that happen to people. And that's what Ways Out podcast is going to be about. I'm hoping it picks up. I'm hoping people start watching that podcast. I'm going to keep it going. I got implements I'm getting from Amazon to help me with this Ways Out podcast. I've got the TV. I can use stuff with the TV right here. I can put stuff on the TV. I'm going to get a whiteboard that I can put up too, that I can write everything down on the situations and do scenarios on said situations as I talk through, going down the list from one to another, to another, to another, depending on what that lesson is going to be about at the time. But that's what it's all going to be about. It's going to be about helping those people that cannot help themselves, that don't have the money to pay somebody to help them. I'm going to do all this for free. I'm going to tell people how to get out of stuff that they're in, and it's not going to cost them money to pay somebody to teach them how to do it. I don't care about money. Even out now, the stuff I'm talking about, like on YouTube and making money through that and stuff like that, is so I can get better and have more belongings and have more stuff. That way I can teach more things. I can pay somebody to help me edit, to help me make this my podcast better, set up my podcast room or studio to make everything better, to make the videoing better, to make the videography better, the editing better, the overall look of it better, to get more people interested in what I'm doing. Now, all this right here I'm doing completely by myself. I don't have backup. I don't have the help to make everything good out there for people to look at and say, okay, well, this is a good one. He's got this, he's got it going on. I don't, because I don't have the money to get it going on. That's why I'm trying to work up everything to get said money through that, not going into like looking at people like I've got one person in my comments now saying, oh, send me money, I can get better. I'm not saying that at all. I don't want money from anybody, any of my followers or anything. Now, if I get paid by TikTok to go and do what I do, that way I can do the comments, but that's not going to cost that person money out of their own pocket. The only thing it's going to cost is like a flip of a switch. Like it, comment on it, share it, post, repost, whatever. That's going to give me money, but that's not going to come from their pocket. I'm not taking money from people. I want to help people. I don't want to hinder people from doing what they love doing. If you love to go fishing, go fishing. If you love to travel, travel. If you love nature and hunting, do that. Go into nature. Go hunting. But don't go in and pay somebody to take you said fishing or said hunting or said this or said that. Do it yourself. Enjoy it yourself. There's all kinds of places to go for fishing and hunting and hiking and nature walks and all that. Go into parks. It may cost you a, what is it? At the end to have throw in a couple dollars to help them better the park and stuff like that. Yeah, do that. And then have a full day at having a picnic with your family, going fishing, going nature hiking or whatever in that said park. That would help it make it better, but that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to do. Or if you just want to go out and go fishing, there's all kinds of places. There's free fishing almost everywhere in all kinds of states. You don't need money to do that. You can go to areas that have public fishing and go fishing. All it's going to cost you is a said fishing license to fish or a said hunting license to hunt. That's legally doing the things the right way, not doing things the wrong way. Don't go and illegally fish or illegally hunt. Don't poach. Don't do none of that kind of stuff. Do everything the right way and do it the good way. Now, see, God don't have to be in every implement of everybody's life. And I got a moth flying around right in front of me. But God doesn't have to be in every implement of everybody's life. They can believe in whatever they want to believe in. I personally believe in God. I follow God. I do godly things. Now, does that mean I'm pushing God on you? No, I'm not pushing God on you alone. You do what's in your heart, what you feel good about doing or believing in. I'm not going to condition somebody to believe in what I believe in because I believe in a lot of stuff. I'm not going to push that on somebody else to believe in. You believe in what you want to believe in. If you want to believe God is a female, believe it. You want to believe God is black, believe it. It don't matter what you want to believe. If you have it in your heart to believe it, believe it. But always make sure you put good in everything you do. So I've been on here for almost an hour and a half now, so I'm going to go ahead and get off and get some other things done. But you're one of a kind. You're blessed. So bless those in need. Thank you for staying around. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope you have a good night and a very, very good rest of your week and weekend. But I'm going to do more of this a lot. I'll create posts and stuff like that or videos that I'll watch that you can watch on a live and stuff. Maybe I can start making money this way. But again, you're one of a kind. You're blessed. So bless those in need. I hope you have a very blessed night. God bless you all, and thank you for watching. Y'all stay good. Thank you. Stay blessed. Thank you.